First and foremost, you're gonna meet with the staff after I'm done, and they'll be at each individual table so you can talk to them, a couple players, and just visit and share your time and ask the questions you may ask. Okay. Facts about our program. I've been doing this last couple of years, and I'd like to continue along the same lines. But we always talk about academics first, and we were recognized by the American Football Coaches Association of graduating over 90% of our student athletes. Better than 90%. And that's remarkable in this day and age, over 90% graduation rate. Very, very proud of that. 69 players have a 2.5 GPA. 62 have a 2.75 GPA on our academic wall over in the Piscar Center. And 38 players have a cumulative of a 3.00. So we're really proud about that. 3 of the last 6 years, we've had the Big East Scholar Athlete of the Year for the entire conference, the last being Reed Williams. Of our 20 seniors of this class, 2010 football team, 8 graduated in December, 9 are expected to graduate on time in May, and then it'll leave 3 of the 20. Right now, one's projected to graduate next December of 2011, and then the 19th one's going to graduate in May of 2012. So we're happy about that. Ranking. We talk about ranking second after academics. We are one of 4 schools. This is the best fact I can probably give you today. We are one of 4 schools in college football today with 9 wins or more for 6 straight seasons. That's as remarkable as a 90% graduation. There's been 4 universities playing football today, win 9 games, and we've done it for 6 straight years. So we're one of 4. And we're very, very, very proud of that here at West Virginia University. And we finished in the top 30 for the 6th straight year as well. Attendance, number 3, attendance. We've led the Big East for 7 straight years in attendance. In doing so, we're 19-2 since I've taken over as head football coach here, Mountaineer Field. 19 wins, 2 losses in Mountaineer Field since I've become head football coach. So we're happy about that. The academics, good shape. We're proud of our national rankings, being one of only 4 schools, and we're very excited to lead the Big East in attendance again for the 7th straight year with an outstanding home record. Talking points, I want to hit you very brief. These coaches, Jeff will start first, and then Dana, and then each individual coach, as a couple players I see in the back, will follow up with this. But our number 1 objective is, without a doubt, it's always chemistry. What kind of chemistry is your football team going to say? Well, there's a lot of naysayers out there that say, I'm a dead man walking. I don't agree with that. I think we are professionals here. I've got a great staff. I'm very well blessed. First of all, with tremendous players, a tremendous coaching staff, and a tremendous administration that's going to make things right. So our chemistry has to be one of high value. Every football team, heck, every business organization, every church group, every youth group, any kind of athletic team, and any kind of military has to have great chemistry. If you don't have great chemistry, then us doing what we do out there is not going to matter. So first and foremost, our goal is to have great chemistry. Second is leadership. We're blessed with tremendous leadership. I like to think I'm a good leader. I don't have a press agent. I don't have a guy out speaking my banner, so I don't do that very often. But leadership is very important at any institution, specifically here, and I think it's under great watch. We're under a great watch. We have great football coaches. You're going to know that. You know it from our defensive guys. You're going to know that from the offensive guys as you get to meet them. The new ones, not Lonnie, of course, but from time to time. But the most important thing about leadership is the players. We have 2 right back there that you're going to talk with. They're just outstanding young men, have done a tremendous job, and we're hoping that they'll carry, and knowing that they'll carry the banner for the football team this year. It's all about leadership. So it starts first with chemistry, follows up with leadership, and that's in the hands of the players and these great coaches. And I know our players will rally and do a great job. So that's kind of the state of the union, okay, state of the state. Excuse me. Let me talk to you first about offense. And Dana will hit on this a little bit. Our offensive goals are very much real simple. Number 1, play with a tempo, very fast, speed, tempo football. That's what we want to do. That's who we're going to become. We want to go faster than fast, okay? And we kind of did that here a lot with Patrick White. We did that, I know, starting in the Fiesta Bowl when I took over, and we've probably slowed down a little bit because we got into some more formations and substitutions, but I know we're going to get on the field and play fast. That's tempo. We want to be an up-tempo, fast, rhythm football team. Number 2, we want to play very hard. Mountaineers have always played hard. We're going to continue to play hard, and we're going to play with great pride, and we're in the old gold and blue. We're a physical football team. We're known to be a physical football team, and we don't want that to change. But there's also a great effort that players have to emulate on the field, coaches have to coach with, and certainly players have to play with. So that physical demeanor, just because you get maybe in 5 wides one play, you get in 4 wides one play, you get in there with a tight end, full back, a big jumbo set, doesn't matter what the set, doesn't matter what the offense, doesn't matter if you wing T, spread, I formation, if you don't play with a hard edge, a physical demeanor, then it'll show. It'll show in games and crunch times, and we want to continue to do that. We want to play smart. Last thing we want to do is play very, very smart, eliminate any kind of turnovers, and certainly the penalties and things of that nature, because that's what will kill an offense. It'll stall a drive quicker than quick. A penalty here, a drop ball there, a fumble here, an interception there will just break the will of a football team. We like to do that against people. We don't like to have that happen to us. So offensively, Dana again will hit on those about the up-speed tempo, playing hard with great effort, and certainly doing smart, mistake-free football. Defensively, and Jeff will get into this. Guys, we've lost 7 starters. 4 of them were at the combine. We lost 7 starters. 4 were at the combine. All right, that's a lot on your plate. I remember when I took this job over offensively, we had Patrick White. We lost some pretty good players. Some guys went to the NFL, okay, and they're still in there. We also lost 8 defensive starters that year in 2008. Went down to East Carolina and got whacked. Went out to Colorado and lost to Hartberg, and then finally got things gelling. So it's going to be a lot under the defensive microscope. We lost 7 players. 4 of those 7 we lost were to combine, so that speaks volumes about that. But let me talk about what we did. Did a great job last year with interceptions, first and foremost. People put the ball in the air, we went and got it. And that's a compliment to our players. I don't expect that to change. Sacks, number 2 nationally. Third down defense, number 2 nationally. We were 22nd in the red zone. You keep people from scoring, you probably got a chance to win the game because there are no more ties. And if your offense does anything at all, then you have a chance to win it. We were 22nd in the red zone. Rushing defense, 2 nationally, number 2 nationally. Scoring defense and total defense, number 3 nationally. Now, of those national statistics, 7 of those guys are going. Again, 4 to combine. So we need to continue to do that. I know we'll play with great passion. I know we'll play with speed. We're very fast on defense. And I know our defense here breeds the kind of youngster we have at West Virginia. That hard-edged guy, long, lengthy kid that can run. Maybe not the biggest guy in the fight, but he's the quickest, fastest guy on the field. Number 3, special teams. This hits me at home a little bit more because I'm kind of doing that, more and more, as you all know. We need to develop a punter. We need to develop a punter. It'll be the 4th year in a row we need a punter. For 2008, we were 2nd in the country. That guy was Pat McAfee. In 2008, we were 2nd in net punting in America. He's now with the Indianapolis Colts. We had to replace him. Scott Kozlowski came in. 2009, we were 7th nationally. We went from 2nd to 7th. And then in 10 with Greg Panetti, that was Scott Kozlowski. In 10, Greg Panetti. Now, we were 36th last year. And that has a lot to do with coverage. The Peterson's return was one thing about that. So it has a lot to do with coverage in the net. But we've got to get that back. So we're going to have to train the 4th punter. At the time, right now, it's going to be Corey Smith has the upper hand in the punting. But it'll be 4th year punter. That worries me. That's my job. That's my baby. I speak all over the country at the Nike clinics and has other clinics about the punt game because we've been very, very successful. We're going to continue that success of punting. Number 2, kickoff coverage. Got better. I compliment Steve and the defense. They did a great job of that last year under Coach Dunlap's watch. We want to continue that to improve. Our punt and kickoff returns, we need more productivity. That's it. We've got to get more productivity. We've got to find a return man that will hit it and get it. Maybe it's Bradley Starks this year. Maybe it's Tavon Austin this year. Maybe it's a guy that Coach Gillespie or Coach, Dawson will find that has good ball skills, will catch that punt, stick his foot in the ground, boom, get it. All he needs is 10 yards. You get 10 yards, you're going to lead the country most years. You get 10 yards, you get a first down on a punt return, you'll lead the country. We were really good here at kickoff returns, and we just we lost that slasher. So maybe Bradley Starks will be the guy. Maybe it'll be another young freshman. Maybe it'll be young man step up, a Broderick Jenkins or what have you. So anyhow, we need to get productivity in the punt, kickoff returns. Field goal production. The field goal production has to get better. We had two kicks missed in our last game, the Champ Sports Bowl. You know, and I forget what was the 16-7 at the time, and we're going in. We had turned the ball over. With those two kicks, that's 16-13. So it affects the game. Block kick at where Marshall and some other block kicks. So we really have to get that back on track. Our field goal unit that'll be under Coach Bedenbow, we will get that better. We'll get that better. Now, off season, real quick, what we've been doing, lifting, what we call mat drills. We call them another level here because we take it to another level. We just concluded our 5th one. So we've been lifting. They've been throwing on their own. They've been working on their own in the weight room and things like that, and it's been really, really good from what I've heard. Again, another level is in that, so when we do your mat drills up in the indoor building. And then we will begin, what you all have come for here today, and I'll close with this. We will begin March the 28th, that's a Monday, with practice number 1 in spring ball, and then we will conclude with the gold-blue scrimmage here in the stadium Friday night, April the 29th, and I do believe that's going to be a 7 p.m. kickoff, and all that proceeds go, of course, to children's hospitals we've done in the past. So that's kind of the state of the state. With that, I know you have questions, and now I'll turn it over to Jeff Casteel, and then Dana will follow him, talking about the defense, the offense, and then you can meet with each individual coach. You'll go to a table, and I hope that you'll meet with each and every one of those. Thank you very much. Sure appreciate you all being here. Jeff?
Okay, hey, as Stu mentioned, we've got, this is going to be a big spring for us defensively, losing the caliber of kids we lost last year. Again, we lost 7 kids, and over half of those kids were at the combine over the weekend. And when you look at who we lost and where it's at, it's basically spread out throughout the defense. We lost 2 out of 3 of our down guys, and again, I think one of the reasons for our success last year was we had seniors that played their best football. I mean, Chris Neal's been a solid guy, his entire career, but he played his best football. Scooter Berry had a great career here, played his best football as a senior. You get back into the linebackers, and you lose J.T. Thomas, you lose Anthony Leonard and Pat Lazier, who was hurt the majority of the year with if you'd have seen how he was injured, you didn't think he would even play. And JT played his best, and Anthony Leonard really stepped up and played well for us. You look in the back end and you lose Robert Sands, who again is has been a big play kid for us. You lose Brandon Hogan, who was probably you could argue maybe our best player on defense last year, and also losing Sidney Glover, who made a lot of plays for us. So our challenge, as a coaching staff and to our players, is going to be trying to plug guys into those spots, and we're excited to get a chance to get these guys out on the field and see what they can do. You get a kid like Julian Miller back from up front, good football player. He's got to play his best football for us next year. And, we have Bruce Irvin back, who was, everybody's hero. And he was my hero, too. He was the biggest reason probably why we were second in the country in third down defense. And, our challenge there is to try to develop him into a kid who can get more snaps for us and not just be a third down specialist. And not having him in the spring last year and getting him in camp, we did what we had to do. But I tell you what, Bruce is really willing and able to do whatever he needs to do to help the football team. We've got to find some answers inside, to replace Chris and George Wright and Josh Taylor, guys that have played football there for us, and again, they're going to have to step up and start making some plays. When you get back into the linebacker core, we have Naj back who did a nice job, Najee Good, but we've got to find some players, and we've got some good young players. I don't know, did they give you a depth chart? Don't pay attention to it, because I couldn't tell you where they're going to play. And that's the God's truth. And the kids have asked me, say, Coach, where I play? I don't know yet. And we don't need to know really in this. When we need to know is when we get a little closer to September. But we have some good young players there that we've got to try to mix and match and find the best way to utilize them. And I think we have some guys that are capable of that. In the back end, Keith Tandy again played his best football last year for us, and Keith Tandy can and will play his best football for us next year. He's going to be a leader. Julian's going to be a leader, and we've got to plug in a guy for Hogan and Broderick Jenkins and Pat Miller. Those guys have all seen good snaps for us. Ian Smith now has been a third down safety for us, and he's now got to take the reins as a kid and replace Robert as a free safety. And we like Mike Dorsey. Terrence Garvin did a nice job for us really as a second-year player. So, we still got to try to find some ways and to see what these kids do best, and hopefully put them in a position where we can play to their strengths. But and the guys you have over here, those guys we had great leadership last year, great leadership, and they were very competitive. And as the year kept going, they got more and more confidence, and that's what we need to try to stress this spring. We've got to run to the football. The standard has been set here, and it's very reminiscent of after the Fiesta Bowl year where we had to replace 7 or 8 of those kids off a defense that was 5th, 6th, 8th, whatever we were. We were pretty good. And, so we're in the same situation. And the kids that are in the room, they understand what the standard is, and they're trying to work to that. We got a long way to go yet. Got a long way to go. And, so I know you're going to ask me about who's starting at the mic, and I'm telling you I don't know. Okay, so ask Kurlav. He might tell you. Okay.
Offensively, kind of from when the last time I talked to most of you guys in this room, we're from kind of like what Jeff was saying as far as, where we're placing people. We got a pretty good idea of where we're going to place people, but that's going to change. So the depth chart that you have is a good starting point. Where we're at with the offense is pretty much the same thing as far as just getting to know the kids right now. I mean, we're trying to meet with them. We're watching them in the weight room. We're watching them in the morning workouts, just trying to get a feel for who they are, what kind of people they are, what kind of work ethic they got, what their skills are. And that's a daily battle for us. So from an X's and O's standpoint, it's everybody just trying to get on the same page, meet with the coaches, and we go through all our cut-ups from Oklahoma State and Stephen F. Austin and Arizona just to try to mesh the three, which they're all three pretty similar. So just to try to mesh the three to get a plan to where we meet with the kids and we show them film and we watch film, the more we can get accomplished from an X's and O's standpoint for them to understand it, the more it's going to benefit us in the spring. Kind of like what Coach Stewart was saying, our overall goals, we don't put a number on yards or being in the top 10 in the country in this or the top 10 in the country in that. All that will take care of itself. Basically, what we try to install is just the mentality, the philosophy of what we want to do, which, just like Coach Stewart said, I mean, the first thing is to teach them to play fast. And that has a lot of meanings to it. I mean, it starts with substitutions. I mean, you got to sub fast. You got to get on and off the field. You got to communicate. You got to make calls. There's if it looks lethargic, then we'll play lethargic. And so we got to teach them to how to be up tempo. And we may even huddle, but it doesn't need to be a deal where we sit in the huddle and be boring or any of that. So everything we do is going to be done with great tempo. There's a bunch of kids that know how to run fast, but there's a bunch of them that don't know how to play fast. So, teaching them to play fast, it starts with teaching them what to do. If the guys know what to do, then they're going to be able to do it at a quicker tempo than guys that don't quite understand what to do. We talked about playing hard, and we'll talk about playing hard every day. You can't play this game if you don't know how to give effort. And it starts in the weight room. It carries over into morning workouts. Some guys don't understand what it means to give effort. And that's a deal where we're going to talk to them every day about giving effort. If you don't give effort, you won't play. It doesn't matter what your talent level is. Being physical, it doesn't matter what kind of offense you run. If you throw it every down, you better understand how to play physical. These guys defensively understand that, and they're good because they're a physical outfit. And we're going to try to accomplish the same thing offensively, just as far as starts with playing with effort, and two, as Coach Biedenbow tells those guys, be nasty guys. So just give effort. Playing smart. If you're a smart football team, if you're offensively playing smart, you got a chance to win. If you turn it over, you'll lose, which that's a mentality. And then if you have penalties or go backwards, then you'll lose. I mean, if you get yourselves in a lot of long third down situations and you got Bruce Irvin type guys coming off the edge, you're in trouble. And that's just something that we're going to start talking about from very day one, just always moving forward. Be smart, no negative plays, understand what to do, and make sure that the ball is advancing. Going through this list of kids would be a waste of time. I say this, and I've said it from every position. Every position is open. We watched very little film on what they did last year. I've heard of what specific kids can do, but until they show us, then we're not going to slot them as starters. We're not going to slot them as backups. Everybody on that list is, right now working hard. The two problem areas more than anything are the two tackles, because they're in shoulder harnesses right here. So they're not going to be going through spring, but what that is that's going to give a couple of the younger tackles a lot of reps in the spring, and then when those two guys come back, for fall camp, they're going to have to catch up because they're not going to be the ones that got the reps through camp. The rest of those guys on the list are all guys that are going to be able to take reps. It's going to be an open competition, and the guys that produce and the guys that buy in and the guys that do those three things, from learning how to play fast, play smart, and play hard, will be the guys that we line up with out there in the fall. So with that said, I will end, and we can you can ask each position guy for opinions on specific players, but everything's open, and we're going to see what they got in the spring. So really looking forward to it. Thanks.